The Vatican has been home to many popes, most of whom led virtuous and dedicated lives, leaving a lasting impact on the Catholic Church and the world. However, there have also been moments of scandal and controversy within the papacy. Though these incidents are in the minority, they often overshadow the achievements of the majority of popes. One of the most notorious chapters in papal history occurred during the Renaissance era, a time defined by extravagant lifestyles, political machinations, and personal scandals. As both the spiritual and political heart of the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican holds immense historical and religious significance, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. While it plays a central role in global religion, it is also surrounded by rumors and alleged hidden truths. In this exploration, we will uncover some of the Vatican's mysterious secrets, shedding light on its more enigmatic and controversial aspects. These secrets touch on topics such as the lost book of the Bible, claims of alien encounters, demonic possession, prophetic visions, and disputed historical narratives. The scandalous Burios Pope Alexander VI, born Rodrigo Borja, is one of the most infamous figures in papal history, accused of nepotism, simony, and engaging in numerous extramarital affairs, including with mistresses and multiple children. His papacy was riddled with scandal. Among the most notorious rumors surrounding Alexander VI was the alleged incestuous relationship with his daughter, Lucrezia Borgia. Although historians still debate the validity of these claims, they caused significant public outcry. Another well-documented affair was with Julia Fairs, a married woman celebrated for her beauty and charm, who became the Pope's mistress and was showered with gifts and privileges. Additionally, Alexander VI maintained a long-term relationship with Venosa de Cateni, with whom he fathered several children, including Caesar and Lucretia Borgia. His personal and political actions severely tarnished the Church's reputation and fueled calls for reform during the Renaissance. Pope Paul III, who reigned in the 15th century, was surrounded by rumors regarding both his personal life and death. Official accounts report that he died of heart failure after overindulging in melon, but other sources, likely from his enemies, claimed that he passed away during a sexual encounter with a male page. These rumors, along with his fondness for elaborate vestments, led to speculation about his sexuality. Pope Leo XII, known for his conservative policies, reigned in the 19th century, enacting numerous restrictive laws, including banning alcohol in Rome and prohibiting Jews from owning property. Despite his public image as a conservative, rumors circulated that Leo XII fathered 3 children with the wife of a Swiss guard during his time as papal nano. Pope Leo VI, the 10th, the first meta-pope, is remembered for his extravagant lifestyle and financial scandals, including the sale of indulgences. Contemporary accounts suggest that Leo X also had relationships with male lovers, further adding to the controversy of his papacy. Julius II, Leo's predecessor, was known for his military ambitions and political engagement. While being less scandalous than some of his successors, his papacy was marked by significant tension and conflict. Pope Cyrus III, who reigned from 94 to 911 and was involved in multiple scandals, including an alleged affair with Rosia, a powerful Roman noblewoman. Some accounts suggest that Marozia bore him a son, John, who later became Pope John XI. Another rumored relationship involved Theodora, the daughter of a Roman senator who was said to have wielded influence over papal affairs during his papacy. The reign was marked by political intrigue and power struggles among Roman nobles. Families. His alleged relationships with Marozia and Theodora were intricately tied to these rivalries, leading to accusations of corruption and immorality. However, historical records of these relationships are scarce and often based on unreliable sources, making it difficult to ascertain their true nature. In the 9th century, the papacy became embroiled in the bizarre Cadaver Synod. Pope Formosus was put on trial by his successor, Pope Stephen V. Even after his death, in a macabre event, Formosus's body was exhumed, dressed in papal vestments, and accused of perjury and necromancy. The missing books of the Holy Bible. In 1684, the Vatican removed 14 books from the Holy Bible. To this day, no clear explanation has been given for their omission, and the Vatican prefers the public to remain unaware of their existence. When the Bible was first translated from Latin to English in 1611, it contained 80 books. Now only 66 remain. The excluded books, collectively called the Apocrypha, from the Greek word for hidden, which include texts such as Ezra, Tobit, Judith, the Wisdom of Solomon, the Song of the Three Holy Children, Bel and the Dragon, Macbees, and the Prayer of Manasses. Interestingly, Even Jesus' name was once spelled Jesus before the removal of these 14 books. Over time, Christians altered both the pronunciation and spelling, which would otherwise have been Yahushua. Why were these books removed? Various theories suggest that the books were excluded because they did not align with the Roman Catholic Church's narrative or because their inclusion made the Bible overly lengthy and complex, yet none of these books contain overtly controversial content or hidden secrets, leaving the true reason for their removal a mystery. Regardless, the Catholic Church curated the Bible to fit its desired framework. In the 1920s, a Russian professor named Genrikh Ludwig allegedly gained access to the Vatican secret archives, uncovering disturbing information. It is crucial to note that this claim remains unverified and no concrete evidence exists to confirm Ludwig's findings. Nevertheless, the story has persisted for nearly a century. Ludwig purportedly entered the Vatican's records, where he encountered 35,000 catalogs and shelves stretching over 53 miles, 85 kilometers, containing records spanning more than 1,200 years of European history. While exploring these seemingly endless halls of ancient texts, reportedly found evidence of alien influences that challenged conventional understanding. Reverend Gabriel North, an 85-year-old priest in 2010, served as the Vatican's chief exorcist. Over 25 years, he claimed to have assisted more than 70,000 individuals suffering from demonic possession. Operating out of a modest room on the third floor of the Vatican, he was a real-life exorcist deeply committed to his work. In an interview with the Italian newspaper La Repubblica, Reverend Amor openly defended his practice of exorcism. His accounts shed light on the Vatican's ongoing involvement in combating what it considers supernatural forces of evil. The Vatican remains an enigmatic institution shrouded in secrecy and steeped in history. While some of its mysteries may be rooted in myth and speculation, they continue to fascinate and intrigue, offering a glimpse into a world that often straddles the line between faith and the unknown. The devil and exorcisms at the Vatican. The devil is described as a pure and unbeatable evil spirit. Reverend Gabriel Amor, a Vatican exorcist, claimed that the devil could speak many languages, transform into any form, and hide when necessary. Shockingly, the Vatican sanctioned over 70,000 exorcisms under his tenure. One particularly shocking event took place in 1981 when Amor claimed the devil infiltrated the Vatican to directly attack Pope John Paul II. Later, in 2008, it was alleged that the devil possessed a woman named Susanna Molo, who was from Switzerland and Italy. On Christmas Eve, the pontifical Swiss guards stopped her when she attempted to push Pope Benedict XVI. The following year, she returned during midnight mass and succeeded in knocking the Pope over. While it's likely that Susanna suffered from mental illness, Reverend Amor believed she was under the devil's control. Amor passed away in 2016, leaving behind a legacy of fear surrounding demonic possession in the Vatican. Was Susanna truly possessed, or was there another explanation? The three secrets of Fatima. The Vatican's mysteries extend far beyond exorcisms. Often seen as a simple faith group, it holds predictions and secrets it prefers to keep hidden. One of the most important revelations occurred on March 13, 1917, when the Virgin Mary reportedly appeared to 3 young shepherds in Portugal. Over the next several months, she visited them 6 times, sharing 3 prophetic secrets. These secrets, said to contain visions of the end of the world, were taken seriously by the Vatican. In 1941, Lucia Santos, one of the shepherd children, disclosed 2 of the secrets to the Church. These were documented and stored away. When the Bishop of Lea asked Lucia to reveal the 3rd secret in 1943, she initially refused, saying it wasn't God's will. However, by the end of the year, under pressure, she wrote it down in a sealed envelope, instructing that it remain unopened until 1960. The first secret was a vision of hell too detailed and graphic to recount here. The second secret predicted the end of World War I and the subsequent outbreak of World War II if humanity continued to disobey God. Lucia was correct in her predictions. The third secret sparked intense debate. It included apocalyptic visions and a detailed account of Christian persecution during the 20th and 21st centuries. Many believe the Vatican withheld the full contents of Lucia's prophecy, releasing only what suited them and potentially fabricating parts to appease the public. In 2007, a mysterious orange disc was reportedly seen flying over Vatican City. Witnesses described it as a glowing silver-orange object hovering above St. Peter's Basilica during daylight. The event was captured on camera, drawing worldwide attention before quickly fading from public memory, although no official explanation was provided. Speculation ran rampant. Could this have been an alien spacecraft observing the Vatican? Some even argue that the Vatican has been aware of extraterrestrial life for a long time and that the UFO might have been part of a secret meeting. Of course, such ideas remain speculative. Despite its role as a faith-based organization, the Vatican has amassed substantial financial power and influence. Surprisingly, it has invested in ventures seemingly at odds with its moral teachings. For instance, the Vatican reportedly spent millions of euros funding the movie Rocketman, a biographical film about Elton John, which celebrates his marriage to his husband David. While the Church officially discourages same-sex relationships, it had no issue profiting from the film's success. The Vatican also invested tens of millions of dollars into the Centurion Global Fund, which financed several Hollywood movies, although it's unclear how deeply the Church was involved in these ventures. It was evidently eager to reap financial rewards. One of the strangest events in Vatican history occurred in 897 when Pope Stephen VI put his predecessor Pope Forus on trial. Presumably, Forus had been dead for months, yet his corpse was exhumed, dressed in paper robes, and placed on the throne to face accusations. Ignoring celibacy, he allegedly engaged in incest and adultery, transforming the papal palace into a brothel. The trial of a dead pope. During the bizarre trial of Pope Formosus, Stephen V acted as though he were addressing a living defendant, angrily accusing and berating the corpse at the trial's conclusion. The dead pope was found guilty of having unlawfully seized the papacy. All actions undertaken during Formus' tenure was declared invalid. His corpse was mutilated with 3 fingers removed, and it was ultimately discarded into a river. Shortly after Pope Stephen VI faced his own downfall, he was imprisoned and executed by hanging. The episode highlighted the chaotic and often violent nature of the papacy during the Middle Ages, where political motives frequently overrode sacred intentions. Many popes met untimely deaths. Stephen V, a Roman, ruled for only 92 days before his execution. His successor, Theodore II, lasted just 2 weeks. The Secret Archives. The Vatican's secret archives are among the most closely guarded collections in the world, shrouded in mystery and speculation. Rumors abound, with some suggesting it is an underground fortress housing fantastical items like time machines or alien bodies. While such claims are likely false, the archives undeniably contain valuable and sensitive historical records. Only select scholars over the age of 75 are granted access, leading to humorous conspiracy theories that the restriction ensures any information learned would fade from memory before being shared. What's certain is that the archives include correspondence, paper records, and treasures from the Catholic Church. Some known items in the archives include a letter from Mary Queen of Scots written before her execution in 1587, records of Martin Luther's excommunication, and court documents from the trials of the Knights Templar, spanning 1,200 years of history. These records offer unparalleled insights into the Church's influence and controversies. However, it's unlikely the Vatican will ever allow full public access, as much of the material remains private. Any opening of the archives would probably exclude the most sensitive or incriminating information stored in even more secure locations. One surprising fact about Vatican City is its extraordinarily high crime rate per capita. Statistics indicate that between 1% and 1.5% of crimes occur per resident annually. While this might sound alarming, it's important to understand the context. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world, both in size and population, with around 1,000 residents, most of whom are clergy or nuns. Each year, approximately 18 million tourists visit the Vatican, and with them come pickpockets and petty thieves. The disproportionate number of crimes is a result of comparing these incidents to the city's small population. Despite this, Vatican City remains one of the safest places in Europe for religious travelers. However, visitors should remain cautious of opportunistic thieves who target crowded areas. A center of mystery and speculation as the spiritual and administrative heart of the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican is a place steeped in mystery, its secrets and the theories surrounding them ranging from credible to fantastical, adding to its allure, whether the topic is secret archives, alien encounters, or high crime rates. The Vatican continues to fascinate. While many of the claims about the Vatican's secrets lack solid evidence, they reflect the enduring intrigue surrounding this influential institution. It's essential to approach these stories with skepticism and critical thinking. Nonetheless, the mysteries offer a reminder that even in the modern information age, some places remain enigmatic and capable of capturing the imagination. The true nature of the Vatican and its secrets may never be fully uncovered, but they continue to inspire curiosity and debate. What secrets do you believe the Vatican guards hold most closely? Pope Julius II, patron of art and scandal, born Giuliano della Pope Julius II ascended to the papacy in 1503 while renowned as the patron of Michelangelo and the architect of St. Peter's Basilica. Julius II's personal life was controversial, ignoring celibacy. He fathered at least one daughter with his long-term mistress and faced accusations of consulting with male prostitutes. The 1511 Council of Pisa condemned him, alleging he was afflicted with syphilis, though history has yet to confirm this claim. Julius II ultimately died of a fever in 1513. Pope Julius III had a scandalous relationship with Giovanni Maria Soccai del Monte, later Pope Julius III, who ruled for 5 years in the mid-6th century, and is infamous for a scandalous homosexual relationship while still a cardinal. Julius became emotionally attached to Innocenzo, the teenage illegitimate son of a beggar woman. He adopted Innocenzo, and upon becoming pope, appointed him as a cardinal despite his incompetence. This decision attracted widespread ridicule, as Innocenzo lacked the sophistication expected of someone in such a position after Julius's death. In 1555, Innocenzo's influence waned, and he was eventually incarcerated for crimes including murder and rape. He died in 1577, buried in an unmarked grave in Rome. Pope Sixtus IV. Nepotism and scandal. Pope Sixtus IV, another late 15th century pope, is remembered for his blatant nepotism and scandals involving young men. He elevated his nephew Petro Riario, a cardinal in his 20s, to a position of wealth and power. Petro indulged in lavish spending, hosting extravagant parties and maintaining a large entourage. Sixtus IV was also accused of granting the College of Cardinals a special dispensation to practice sodomy during summer months despite funding the construction of the Sistine Chapel. His legacy is marred by deceit, nepotism, and heavy taxation. Historian Jacob Buchet described him as the terrible sixth. Pope Benedict IX was a disgrace to the papacy by all accounts. Pope Benedict VI was one of the most controversial and morally corrupt popes in history, described by contemporaries as a demon from hell in the disguise of a priest. His behavior shocked even the notoriously lenient standards of Rome. The Catholic Encyclopedia, often accused of sanitizing papal history, refers to him as a disgrace to the chair of St. Peter Electio in 1032. Benedict IX was one of the youngest popes in history. He quickly squandered the papal treasury on bordellos and dairy hosting orgies that allegedly included both men and animals. His first papacy ended in 1036 when an outraged the Roman populace rebelled and expelled him. After a brief exile, Benedict returned to power by exploiting political alliances but was removed again in 1044. Remarkably, he managed to assemble an army and reclaim the papacy in 1047, marking his third term facing immense unpopularity. Benedict made the unprecedented decision to sell the papacy to pursue marriage. However, he soon changed his mind, throwing the church into chaos. Benedict IX was eventually forcibly expelled and excommunicated. Later in life, he renounced his misdeeds and retired to a monastery, where he passed away in 1056. He remains the only pope to serve 3 separate terms and to openly auction off the papal office. Pope John XII, the Papal Palace, as a brothel. Pope John XII, elected at the age of 18 in 955, exemplified the moral corruption of the 10th century papacy. Appointed through his father, a Roman prince, John was both the religious and secular ruler of Rome. Ignoring celibacy, he allegedly engaged in incest and adultery, transforming the papal palace into a brothel. John XII's actions drew widespread condemnation. Accusations ranged from fornication with widows and concubines to an incestuous relationship with his niece. Historian Chamberlain described him as a Christian Caligula whose crimes were particularly heinous given his sacred office. Accounts of his death vary. Some sources suggest he was struck by paralysis while committing adultery, while others claim he was murdered by a jealous husband. His scandalous life and death remain emblematic of the Church's struggles during that era. Pope Paul III defied celibacy before ascending to the papacy. Pope Paul was a member of the wealthy and influential House of Fairs. His sister Julia was reportedly the mistress of Pope Alexander VI, linking the family to previous papal scandals as a young man. Paul III openly flouted celibacy, continuing a pattern of moral laxity that defined much of the Renaissance papacy. His reign marked an era where personal indiscretions often overshadowed spiritual leadership. Alessandro Far's Cardinal and Pope Paul III. Alessandro Far's early life was marked by blatant disregard for vows of celibacy. In his youth, he openly fathered 5 children with his mistress Silvia Raini. These children were publicly acknowledged as his offspring, and rose to prominent positions in Italian society, notably his son Pierluigi Fars, who became the first Duke of Parma, although his children were formally recognized in 1513. Alessandro ended his relationship with Silvia Ruani when he ascended to the papacy in 1534 as Pope Paul III. He is best known for excommunicating Henry VIII and commissioning several of Michelangelo's most significant works. Despite his achievements, his earlier personal life left a legacy of controversy. The on-papacy, lavish lifestyles, and scandals during the on-papacy when the papal court resided in On, France. Several popes indulged in extravagant lifestyles. Popes like Clement VI amassed immense wealth and became embroiled in political intrigues that tarnished the Church's reputation. The Borgias, a family legacy of scandal. The infamous Borgias family played a significant role in the Renaissance papacy. Members such as Pope Alexander VI and his nephew Pope Julius II are remembered for their controversial actions, including waging wars, engaging in nepotism, and maintaining illicit relationships. Their behaviors added to the already complex and scandalous history of the Vatican. Modern papal scandals in the 20th century continued to plague the Vatican. The Vatican Bank scandal, involving money laundering, corruption, and links to organized crime, brought significant embarrassment to the Church. Such episodes remind us that the challenges of power and authority are timeless historical narratives, and their complexities. It is essential to approach historical accounts of papal scandals with caution. Many narratives may be influenced by political biases, personal rivalries, or later interpretations. While these stories highlight the human flaws of certain individuals, they do not represent the entirety of the Catholic Church or its teachings. Lessons from history. The scandalous lives of certain popes underscore the interplay between personal relationships and politics. Dynamics and the Church's reputation. Acknowledging these past failings allows the Church to strive for transparency, accountability, and reform. By learning from historical mistakes and holding leaders accountable, the Catholic community can heal, rebuild trust, and remain steadfast in its mission of faith, love, and service. The true essence of the lies in the teachings of Jesus Christ, calling for humility, compassion, and moral integrity as we reflect on history's complexities. Let us focus on these enduring values to guide the Church toward a brighter future. Behind the hallowed walls of Vatican City lies an ancient institution steeped in faith, power, and mystery. The Roman Catholic Church, 4 centuries from the early days of Pope Gregory I, in the 11th century, to the controversial reign of Pope Pius II during World War II. The Vatican has been shrouded in whispers of dark secrets and sinister conspiracies. As the English philosopher Francis Bacon once wrote, "In taking revenge, a man is but even with his enemy, but in passing it over, he is superior." What enigmatic plots lie hidden in the labyrinthine corridors of this sacred city-state, from alleged cover-ups of unspeakable crimes to rumored collusion with shadowy organizations? The Vatican's history is rife with tales of intrigue and deception, but how much of it is true and how much is merely the stuff of legend? Journey with us into the clandestine world of the Vatican as we unravel the tangled web of truth and fiction surrounding its most closely guarded secrets. The enigma of the papal throne. Unraveling Pope Benedict XVI's resignation in 2013 stunned the world with the unexpected announcement that Pope Benedict XVI would resign from the papacy, an event that had not occurred in nearly 600 years, as the first pope to step down since Gregory XII in 1415. Benedict VI's decision sparked a flurry of speculation, with conspiracy theories and conjectures swirling around the circumstances of his departure. A mysterious resignation born Joseph Ratzinger. Pope Benedict XVI was in circumstances of his departure. A mysterious resignation born Joseph Ratzinger. Pope Benedict XVI was elected to the papacy in 2005 following the death of the beloved Pope John Paul II. His tenure was marked by efforts to address the clerical abuse crisis and reconcile the Church's teachings with the challenges of an increasingly secular world. However, his sudden resignation on February 23, 2013 would come to define his papacy in the eyes of many, an event shrouded in mystery and ripe for speculation. Theories behind the decision include one theory gaining traction in the aftermath of Benedict VI's resignation focused on the Vatican scandal, in which confidential documents were leaked to the press revealing corruption and infighting within the highest echelons of the Church. Some believe these revelations were the tipping point for the Pope, who decided to step down to avoid being caught in a power struggle within the Vatican. Another theory pointed to the Pope's deteriorating health as the primary reason for his resignation. Benedict XVI himself cited his physical and mental weakness as the motivation behind his decision, and evidence suggests he had contemplated resignation for some time. However, others argue that his health was merely a convenient excuse with darker forces at play behind the scenes, a secret gay lobby. One theory alleges the existence of a secret gay lobby within the Vatican, a group of high-ranking officials said to wield considerable influence. According to this theory, Pope Benedict XVI was forced to step down as part of a power play orchestrated by this clandestine group to advance its own agenda. Prophecy and destiny. Yet another theory suggests that Benedict XVI's resignation was prompted by the prophecy of Saint Malachi, which predicted his successor, Pope Francis, would be the last pope before the end of the world. Some believe the weight of this prophecy was too great for Benedict XVI to bear, leading him to step down and make way for its fulfillment. A testament to intrigue, the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI presents a complex mosaic of power, ambition, and secrecy, a testament to the enduring allure of conspiracy theories and their grip on the human imagination, while the truth behind Benedict VI's decision may never be fully known. His resignation serves as a reminder of the ever-shifting balance of power within the Vatican and the deep currents flowing beneath the surface of the world's oldest and most enigmatic institution. Shadowy sanctuary unraveling the scandals of the Vatican Bank within the hallowed walls of Vatican City, an institution that has long been shrouded in secrecy and scandal. The Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, was founded in 1942 by Pope Pius XII. Initially established to manage the financial assets of the Holy See and the Catholic Church, the Vatican Bank has become a symbol of controversy over the decades, from allegations of money laundering to ties with organized crime. The Vatican Bank's history is rife with financial intrigue. As we delve deeper into its story, we uncover a tale of mismanagement, secrecy, and the challenges of balancing faith with temporal power. As the years went by, the Vatican Bank became entwined in a web of controversies with allegations of money laundering, corruption, and connections to organized crime casting a dark shadow over its operations. One of the most notorious scandals involving the Vatican Bank began to unravel in 1982 with the collapse of Italy's Banco Ambrosiano, a financial institution closely associated with the Banco Ambrosino's chairman, Roberto Calvi, often referred to as God's banker due to his close ties with the Vatican. He was found dead, hanging from London's Blackfriars Bridge. His death ruled a murder, fueling speculation about the IA's involvement in the bank's collapse and the possible motives behind Calvi's demise. Investigations into the Banco Ambrosino scandal revealed a tangled web of financial impropriety. The bank had accrued over $1 billion in debt through a complex network of shell companies, many of which had ties to the one. The Vatican Bank's then president, Archbishop Paul Marinas, was implicated in the scandal, although he maintained his innocence and was never prosecuted. In 1984, the Holy See agreed to pay $244 million to Banco Ambrosino's creditors while not admitting any wrongdoing. The Vatican Bank's reputation took another hit in the early 1990s when allegations of money laundering surfaced. In 1993, the United States added the IA to its list of institutions suspected of money laundering. These suspicions were bolstered in 2010 when Italian prosecutors seized €23 million from the IA's accounts, alleging violations of European anti-money laundering regulations. While the funds were eventually released, the bank's reputation remained tarnished. Further controversy arose in 2012 with the publication of the V-Leaks scandal, a series of leaked documents revealing corruption and financial mismanagement within the Vatican. The leaked documents exposed infighting and power struggles within the Church as well as details about the suspicious financial transactions. The scandal led to the conviction of Pope Benedict XVI's butler, Paolo Gabrielli, for leaking the documents and cast a spotlight on the bank's shadowy office operations in response to these scandals. Pope Francis launched a series of reforms aimed at increasing transparency and accountability within the Vatican Bank. In 2013, he established the Pontifical Commission for Reference on the organization of the economic administrative structure of the Holy See, which was tasked with investigating the IA's financial activities. The Pope also appointed a new bank president and enacted measures to combat money laundering and improve financial transparency. Despite these efforts, the eye's murky past continues to haunt the institution in 2020. Italian police arrested Gianluigi, a broker involved in a controversial London property deal on behalf of the Vatican. Torso was charged with extortion, embezzlement, and money laundering, raising fresh concerns about the L's financial dealings. The Gospel of Judas unearthing a new perspective. In 2006, a long-lost and controversial manuscript emerged, challenging our understanding of one of the most infamous figures in Christian history. Judas Iscariot, the Gospel of Judas, a Coptic text dating back to the 3rd or 4th century, offers a radically different perspective on the relationship between Jesus and his betrayer, raising profound questions about the foundations of early Christianity and the interplay of faith, power, and interpretation. The discovery of the Gospel of Judas was nothing short of miraculous. In the 1970s, an Egyptian farmer stumbled upon a leather-bound codex near the town of Elmina after passing through the hands of antiquities dealers and collectors. The fragile manuscript finally came under the care of the Missis Foundation for Ancient Art in Switzerland. Painstaking efforts were made to authenticate and restore the codex, revealing the astonishing contents of the long-lost Gospel. The Gospel of Judas tells a dramatically different story from the canonical Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which depict Judas Iscariot as the archetypal traitor who betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Instead, this newly discovered text paints Judas as Jesus's most trusted disciple, chosen to carry out a divine plan that would ultimately lead to Jesus's crucifixion and resurrection in this version of events. Judas's betrayal is not an act of treachery but rather a necessary sacrifice to fulfill a greater purpose. The implications of the Gospel of Judas are both fascinating and far-reaching as they challenge the traditional narrative of Jesus's life and the foundational beliefs of the Christian Church. Some scholars argue that the text provides evidence of the diversity of beliefs and practices within the early Christian community, revealing a more nuanced and complex picture of the formation of Christian doctrine. The Gospel of Judas serves as a powerful reminder of the diversity and depth of early Christian thought, offering a new lens through which to examine one of history's most enduring religious traditions. The Gospel of Judas is also significant as it sheds light on the Gnostic tradition, a diverse and mystical branch of early Christianity that was eventually declared heretical by the emerging Orthodox Church. Gnostic teachings emphasize the importance of personal spiritual experience and the search for hidden knowledge, often placing them at odds with the more hierarchical and dogmatic doctrines of the Orthodox Church. The Gospel of Judas, with its emphasis on the inner circle of disciples and the secret knowledge imparted by Jesus, is characteristic of Gnostic thought and offers valuable insights into this often misunderstood tradition, while the Gospel of Judas has ignited considerable debate among scholars and theologians. It also raises broader questions about the nature of faith and the role of interpretation in religious belief. As we grapple with the provocative revelations of this ancient text, remind us that the stories we tell about the past are often as much a reflection of our own beliefs and assumptions as they are a faithful record of historical events. The Unveiled Mystery: Deciphering the Enigma of Fatima's Third Secret. In the sleepy village of Fatima, Portugal, the year 1917 marked a series of extraordinary events that would captivate the world and forever alter the course of history. It was here that 3 young shepherd children, Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta, claimed to have witnessed apparitions of the Virgin Mary, who entrusted them with 3 secrets that would later become known as the 3 Secrets of Fatima. While the first 2 secrets were revealed by Lucia in the 1940s, the third secret remained shrouded in mystery for decades, sparking intense speculation and controversy about its content and the question of whether the full secret has ever been disclosed. The first 2 secrets of Fatima revolved around a vision of hell, a call for the consecration of Russia, and a prediction of the end of World War I and the beginning of World War II. However, it was the enigmatic third secret that would capture the public's imagination and fuel decades of debate later. Lucia, the last surviving visionary of Fatima, committed the third secret to paper in 1944, but the text was not revealed to the public until the year 2000 following Lucia's death. According to the official Vatican interpretation, the third secret is a prophetic vision of the 20th century depicting the suffering endured by the Church and the assassination attempt on Pope John Paul II in 1981. In the vision, an angel cries out, "Penance! Penitence, penance!" as a bishop dressed in white, presumed to be the Pope, is killed by a group of soldiers. The Vatican's interpretation of the third secret suggests that it serves as a reminder of the importance of prayer and penance in the face of suffering and persecution. However, not everyone is convinced that the full third secret has been disclosed, and alternative theories abound. Some argue that the vision revealed in 2000 is only a part of the complete secret, with additional messages and prophecies yet to be unveiled. These theories often hinge on the belief that the third secret contains dire predictions about the fate of the Church, such as apostasy from within or a catastrophic event that could shake the foundations of the faith. In the years following the Vatican's release of the third secret, several high-ranking church officials, including Cardinal Joseph Ratzinger, who would later become Pope Benedict XVI, have made statements that seem to lend credence to the notion that there is more to the secret than has been revealed. These statements, coupled with Lucia's own reluctance to disclose the secret earlier, have only served to fuel the fire of speculation and conjecture. In the end, perhaps the true secret of Fatima lies not in the words of the Virgin Mary or the interpretations of church officials, but in the enduring power of faith, hope, and the human desire to find meaning in the face of uncertainty. As we continue to ponder the mysteries of Fatima, we are reminded that the search for truth is a journey that transcends time, space, and the boundaries of human understanding, inviting us to look beyond the veil of the material world and into the realm of the divine, decoding the papal prophecies. Saint Malachi's enigmatic visions of the popes in the annals of Catholic history. Few prophecies have captivated the imagination quite like those of Saint Malachi, an Irish archbishop who lived during the 12th century, born in Armagh in 1094. Malachi was renowned for his piety, devotion, and dedication to the Church. However, it was his prophetic visions of the papacy that would solidify his place in the annals of ecclesiastical law. According to legend, Saint Malachi experienced a series of prophetic visions while visiting Rome in 1139. During a trance-like state, he was granted insight into the future of the Church, witnessing a long line of popes. Stretching from his own time until the end of days, these visions were transcribed into a series of short, cryptic phrases that would come to be known as the prophecies of the popes. Saint Malachi's prophecies were seemingly lost to history only to resurface in 1590 when they were published by the Benedictine historian Arnold I in his work, Juan, attributed the prophecies to Malachi, and claimed they had been discovered in the Vatican's archives. Of this revelation ignited a firestorm of interest and speculation, with many interpreting the prophecies as a divine roadmap of the papacy. Each prophecy consists of a short Latin phrase often referencing a pope's coat of arms, birthplace, or significant event during his reign. While some phrases are strikingly accurate, others are shrouded in ambiguity, leaving their interpretation open to debate. One of the most notable examples of Saint Malachi's prophecies is that of Pope Urban VIII, who reigned from 1623 to 1644. His prophecy, Lilam et Rosa Lily and Rose, is thought to allude to his coat of arms, which prominently features both flowers. Another intriguing prophecy is that of Pope Benedict XV, who served from 1914 to 1922. His prophecy, Religio Depop Religion, Laid Waste, is often interpreted as a reference to the devastation wrought by World War I, during which millions perished and faith was tested. Skeptics argue that the prophecies are a forgery crafted in the late 16th century to influence papal elections and lend an air of divine legitimacy to specific candidates. They point to the increased accuracy of the prophecies before 1590 and the vagueness of those that followed as evidence of their dubious origins. Additionally, no mention of the prophecies is found in historical records before their supposed rediscovery by Wang, casting further doubt on their authenticity despite these concerns. Saint Malachi's prophecies continue to captivate the imagination and inspire fervent speculation with each new production. The prophecy attributed to Pope Francis Petrus Romania Peter the Roman has attracted particular attention due to its ominous implications, according to the prophecy. Peter the Roman will shepherd the Church through a time of great tribulation culminating in the destruction of Rome and the end of the world. As we delve into the enigmatic world of Saint Malachi's prophecies, we find ourselves confronted with a dizzying array of questions and uncertainties. Are these visions a genuine glimpse into the future of the papacy, or merely the machinations of a long-forgotten political intrigue? Can we glean any meaningful insights from these cryptic phrases, or are they simply the product of our own desire to find meaning in the chaos of history? The enigmatic pontiff Pope Pius XII and the shadows of World War II. The papacy of Pope Pius XII, born Eugenio Pacelli, is one of the most controversial and enigmatic in the history of the Catholic Church. ascending to the papacy in 1939. Pope Pius XII's tenure coincided with the darkest period of the 20th century, World War I and the Holocaust. His actions, or rather inactions, during these tumultuous years have long been the subject of debate and speculation, with accusations of silence and complicity surrounding his legacy. Before his election as Pope Pius XII, he had already garnered a reputation as an accomplished diplomat as the papal nuncio to Germany from 1917 to 1929. He developed strong relationships with German politicians and witnessed the rise of the Nazi regime firsthand in 1933. As the Vatican Secretary of State, he played a key role in negotiating the Reich Concordat, a treaty between the Holy See and Germany that aimed to protect the rights of the Catholic Church under Hitler's rule. However, this agreement has since been criticized as an act of appeasement that inadvertently lent legitimacy to the Nazi regime as World War II unfolded. Pope faced a difficult balancing act. He was torn between his desire to protect the Catholic Church and its faithful from persecution and the moral imperative to condemn the atrocities being committed by the Axis powers. In his 1939 encyclical, Sui Pontificus, Passus 112 denounced totalitarianism and racism and called for the respect of human rights. However, his message was deliberately vague, and he refrained from specifically condemning the Nazis or their actions. Pope Pius XII's silence regarding the Holocaust remains the most contentious aspect of his papacy. As news of the mass extermination of Jews and other minority groups reached the Vatican, many expected the Pope to take a strong stand against these unspeakable horrors. Yet Pope Pius XII's public statements remained frustratingly ambiguous, leading some to accuse him of turning a blind eye to the genocide. Defenders of Pope Pius XII argue that his silence was strategically designed to protect the Church and its followers from Nazi retaliation. They point to his role in facilitating secret rescue efforts, such as the provision of false baptismal certificates to Jewish refugees and the opening of Catholic institutions as sanctuaries. According to some estimates, these covert actions may have saved tens of thousands of Jewish lives. In contrast, critics claim that Pope Pius XII's silence was driven by political motivations and a desire to maintain the Church's influence in a post-war world. They argue that his failure to publicly condemn the Holocaust makes him complicit in the atrocities committed by the Nazis. The debate surrounding Pope Pius XII's wartime actions was further fueled in 2020 when Pope Francis made the unprecedented decision to open the Vatican's archives related to Pope Pius XII's papacy. This move aimed at fostering transparency and historical inquiry has provided historians and scholars with new insights into the Pope's actions and motivations during World War II. As we delve into the enigmatic legacy of Pope Pius XII, we are confronted with a complex figure whose actions continue to elude simple categorization. Was he a cautious diplomat striving to protect his flock from the horrors of war, or a morally compromised leader more concerned with preserving the Church's power than standing up against evil? The answer, much like the man himself, remains shrouded in the shadows of history, unveiling the enigma. The hidden chronicles of the Vatican secret archives. Behind the walls of Vatican City lies a trove of hidden knowledge, a labyrinth of shelves and countless tomes that conceal centuries of secrets. The Vatican Secret Archives, a private repository of historical documents owned by the Holy See, has long been a subject of intrigue and fascination, although it was officially established in 1612 by Pope Paul V. The archive's history stretches back even further, with some documents dating as far back as the 8th century. As we journey into the depths of this enigmatic collection, we discover the Vatican's enthralling connection to some of history's most influential people and events. One such example is the relationship between the Catholic Church and the infamous astronomer and mathematician Galileo Galilei. In 1633, Galileo was tried and found guilty of heresy by the Roman Inquisition following his advocacy for the heliocentric model of the universe. The original transcript of his trial, along with his signed recantation, can be found within the hallowed halls of the secret archives. Another significant document held within the Vatican's possession is the 1530 petition from English nobility urging Pope Clement VII to annul the marriage of King Henry VII and Catherine of Aragon. This request ultimately led to the formation of the Church of England, a schism that dramatically altered the religious landscape of Europe. The parchment adorned with 81 wax seals is a testament to the power struggles and political maneuverings of the time. The secret archives also house the papal bulls, a collection of edicts issued by various popes throughout history. Among these is the Inter Terror of 1493, a papal bull issued by Pope Alexander VI that divided the New World between Spain and Portugal. This document played a crucial role in the colonization of the Americas, shaping the destiny of entire continents. As we delve deeper into the AR lives, we stumble upon the mysterious case of the 1308 trial of the Knights Templar. This powerful medieval order of Christian knights was disbanded by Pope Clement V following allegations of heresy and secret rituals. The documents detailing their trial, including the infamous Kinnan parchment, were presumed lost until their rediscovery in 2001. These papers shed light on the Templars' history and reveal the Pope's absolution of the order before its ultimate dissolution. The archives also hold correspondence between various popes and world leaders, providing insight into their relationships and the inner workings of diplomacy. One notable example is a letter from Mary Queen of Scots to Pope Sixtus V written shortly before her execution in 1587. The letter begs for the pontiff's intervention on her behalf, offering a glimpse into the desperation of a doomed monarch in addition to historical documents. The Vatican's secret archives contain evidence of the mysterious death of Pope John Paul II, who reigned for just 33 days in 1978, has long been the subject of conspiracy theories. Some speculate that his sudden passing was the result of a plot to prevent him from exposing corruption within the Vatican Bank, although the official cause of death is listed as a heart attack. The archives might hold clues that could either confirm or dispel these rumors. Another fascinating aspect of the secret archives is the Index Librum Prohibitorum, a list of prohibited books maintained by the Catholic Church from 1559 until 1966. These banned texts, which include works by Galileo, Voltaire, and even Charles Darwin, offer a glimpse into the Church's attempts to control the dissemination of information and maintain its influence on society. Curiously, the archives also hold an extensive collection of exorcism accounts and testimonies. These chilling narratives, spanning centuries, depict the Church's battle against demonic possession and offer a window into the enduring power of belief in the supernatural. While much of the Vatican's secret archives remains off-limits to the public, Pope Francis has taken steps to increase transparency within the Catholic Church. In 2020, he opened the archives of Pope Pius XII, a controversial figure due to his perceived inaction during the Holocaust, to researchers and historians. This unprecedented move marks a step towards greater openness and accountability within the Church. Despite these recent efforts, countless mysteries and unanswered questions still linger. Within the hallowed halls of the Vatican's secret archives, the vast collection of documents spanning over 1,000 years of history holds the potential to unlock hidden truths and shed light on the enigmatic past of the Catholic Church. Masterpieces and mysteries unveiling the secrets of the Vatican's art collection. Nestled within the sacred confines of Vatican City lies one of the world's most inspiring collections of art, spanning millennia and encompassing a breathtaking array of masterpieces, from the breathtaking frescoes of the Sistine Chapel to the timeless sculptures adorning St. Peter's Basilica. The Vatican's art collection is a testament to the Church's enduring patronage of the arts and its role in preserving the cultural heritage of humanity. But beneath the serene beauty of these artistic treasures, hidden meanings and enigmatic symbolism invite us to delve deeper into their mysteries. The Sistine Chapel, perhaps the most iconic artistic space within the Vatican, is renowned for its fresco painted by the legendary Renaissance master Michelangelo, commissioned by Pope Julius II. The ceiling of the chapel is adorned with scenes from the Old Testament, with the iconic creation of Adam taking center stage while the biblical narrative is evident in the frescoes. Scholars have long speculated about the presence of hidden meanings embedded within Michelangelo's work. One theory suggests that the depiction of God in the creation of Adam is surrounded by a structure resembling the human brain, possibly alluding to the divine origin of human intellect. Another intriguing aspect of the Vatican collection is the presence of pagan imagery and symbolism, which might seem at odds with the Church's religious doctrine. For example, the Bacchus torso, an ancient Roman sculpture housed in the Vatican museums, is believed to represent the demigod Hercules. The appropriation of pagan imagery by the Catholic Church can be traced back to its early history, when the Church sought to assimilate elements of pagan culture in order to facilitate the conversion of the Roman Empire to Christianity. The Vatican's art collection is also home to several works shrouded in mystery and controversy, such as the portrait of Pope Innocent X by the enigmatic Spanish painter Diego Velázquez. Completed in 1650, the portrait is renowned for its penetrating realism, capturing the essence of the Pope's character with unflinching honesty. Some art historians have speculated that the Pope was displeased with the painting as it revealed his true nature and laid bare the political machinations of the papacy. Another curious piece in the Vatican AR collection is the St. Peter's chair, an ancient wooden throne that was long believed to be the actual chair used by St. Peter, the first pope. Encased in a gilded bronze sculpture by John Lorenzo Bernini, the chair became a symbol of papal authority and was venerated as a sacred relic. However, carbon dating of the wooden chair in the 1960s revealed that it dated from the 9th century, casting doubt on its purported origins and raising questions about the authenticity of other relics in the Vatican's collection. Knights, secrets, and shadows unraveling the enigma of the Vatican's involvement in the Knights Templar saga. In the annals of history, few organizations have captured the imagination as profoundly as the Knights Templar, a medieval order of warrior monks who played a pivotal role in the Crusades and left a trail of mystery and intrigue. In their wake, as we delve into the complex relationship between the Knights Templar and the Vatican, we discover a story that transcends time. A tale of power, faith, and the eternal quest for hidden knowledge. Founded in 1119, the Knights Templar began as a small group of knights dedicated to the protection of Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. Over time, the order grew in size and influence, amassing vast wealth and property across Europe and the Middle East. The Vatican played a crucial role in the rise of the Knights Templar, as it was Pope Innocent II who issued the papal bull Omnia Darda Optimum in 1139, granting the order unprecedented privileges and protections. The Knights Templar enjoyed the favor of the papacy for nearly 2 centuries, but their fortunes took a dramatic turn in the early 14th century when their Grand Master, Jacques Dery, was arrested by King Philip IV of France on charges of heresy, idolatry, and other crimes. Under pressure from the French king, Pope Clement V reluctantly disbanded the order in 1312, sealing the fate of the once mighty Knights Templar. The sudden and dramatic downfall of the Knights Templar has given rise to countless conspiracy theories and legends about the order's alleged secret knowledge and hidden treasures. One such theory suggests that the Knights Templar, during their time in the Holy Land, discovered ancient artifacts and documents that held the potential to challenge the very foundations of the Christian faith. According to this theory, the Vatican, fearful of the destabilizing effect such knowledge could have on the Church, conspired to suppress the truth and silence the order. Another popular theory revolves around the legendary treasure of the Knights Templar, which is said to have vanished without a trace. Following the order's dissolution, some speculate that the treasure was smuggled to a secret location by the surviving knights, while others believe that the Vatican itself may have seized the wealth as part of a clandestine operation to bolster its own financial reserves. Whispers in Paint decoding Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel masterpiece. In the heart of Vatican City lies the Sistine Chapel, a treasure, a trove of artistic genius and a testament to the incredible skill of Michelangelo. The Banati was commissioned by Pope Julius II. The fresco adorning the chapel ceiling and walls represents some of the most iconic and revered works of art in human history. Yet amidst the vibrant hues and exquisite detail, some scholars believe that Michelangelo wove a tapestry of hidden messages, weaving subtle critiques of the Catholic Church and nods to secret knowledge into the very fabric of his masterpiece. Michelangelo began work on the Sistine Chapel in 1508, laboring for 4 years to complete the monumental task. His frescoes tell the story of humanity from creation to the Last Judgment, drawing inspiration from the Bible and classical mythology. However, it is within the intricate details of these scenes that some believe the artist encoded his true intentions, revealing a more subversive and controversial narrative. But beneath the surface, one theory centers on the central panel of the ceiling depicting the creation of Adam. Here God is shown reaching out to touch Adam's finger, imparting the spark of life. However, the shape of the divine figure and surrounding figures has been noted to bear a striking resemblance to the human brain. Some scholars suggest that this is Michelangelo's way of asserting that God is a creation of the human mind, an idea that would have been considered heretical at the time. Another intriguing theory concerns the prophet Zechariah, who is depicted with an unusual horned headdress in the Sistine Chapel. This headdress has been interpreted by some as a nod to the ancient Egyptian deity of Manra, suggesting that Michelangelo was aware of the similarities between Christianity and older pagan religions and sought to subtly highlight this connection in his work. Perhaps the most compelling evidence of hidden messages within the Sistine Chapel lies in Michelangelo's portrayal of the Last Judgment, a monumental fresco occupying the entire altar wall here amidst the chaotic scene of souls ascending to heaven or being cast down to hell. The figure of Saint Bartholomew holds his flayed skin, which bears an uncanny resemblance to Michelangelo's own self-portrait. Some speculate that this was the artist's way of expressing his own torment and frustration with the Church, a silent protest against the stifling restrictions and dogma imposed upon him. As we delve into the mysterious world of Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel, we are reminded that art is often a reflection of the human spirit, a canvas upon which the deepest hopes, fears, and desires of the artist can be painted. In the case of Michelangelo, his fresco may serve as a window into the mind of a man caught between the constraints of his time and the boundless curiosity of his intellect. As we conclude our journey into the enigmatic world of Vatican secrets, conspiracies, and fascinating theories, we are reminded that the passage of time often cloaks history in an alluring veil of mystery. The walls of Vatican City have borne witness to countless stories of power, intriguing and hidden knowledge stories that continue to captivate and inspire our imagination. We leave you with a famous quote by Sir Francis Bacon, who once said, "Knowledge is power." In the case of the Vatican, this power has shaped the course of history, fueled endless speculation, and challenged our understanding of the world. The Vatican has been home to many popes, most of whom led virtuous and dedicated lives, leaving a lasting impact on the Catholic Church and the world. However, there have also been moments of scandal and controversy within the papacy. Though these incidents are in the minority, they often overshadow the achievements of the majority of popes. One of the most notorious chapters in papal history occurred during the Renaissance era, a time defined by extravagant lifestyles, political machinations, and personal scandals. As both the spiritual and political heart of the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican holds immense historical and religious significance, shrouded in mystery and intrigue. While it plays a central role in global religion, it is also surrounded by rumors and alleged hidden truths. In this exploration, we will uncover some of the Vatican's mysterious secrets, shedding light on its more enigmatic and controversial aspects. These secrets touch on topics such as the lost books of the Bible, claims of alien encounters, demonic possession, prophetic visions, and disputed historical narratives. Pope Alexander VI, born Rodrigo Borgia, is one of the most infamous figures in papal history, accused of nepotism, simony, and engaging in numerous extramarital affairs, including with mistresses and multiple children. His papacy was riddled with scandal. Among the most notorious rumors surrounding Alexander VI was the alleged incestuous relationship with his daughter Lucrezia Borgia. Although historians still debate the validity of these claims, they caused significant public outcry. Another well-documented affair was with Julia Fairs, a married woman celebrated for her beauty and charm, who became the Pope's mistress and was showered with gifts and privileges. Additionally, Alexander VI maintained a long-term relationship with Venosa de Cateni, with whom he fathered several children, including Cesar and Lucria Borgia. His personal and political actions severely tarnished the Church's reputation and fueled calls for reform during the Renaissance. Pope Paul II, who reigned in the 15th century, was surrounded by rumors regarding both his personal life and death. Official accounts report that he died of heart failure after overindulging in melon, but other sources, likely from his enemies, claimed that he passed away during a sexual encounter. With a male page, these rumors, along with his fondness for elaborate vestments, led to speculation about his sexuality. Pope Leo X, known for his conservative policies, reigned in the 19th century, enacting numerous restrictive laws, including banning alcohol in Rome and prohibiting Jews from owning property. Despite his public image as a conservative, rumors circulated that Leo X, the 12th, fathered 3 children with the wife of a Swiss guard during his time as Pope. Pope Leo I, the 10th and the first Medici Pope, is remembered for his extravagant lifestyle and financial scandals, including the sale of indulgences. Contemporary accounts suggest that Leo VI also had relationships with male lovers, further adding to the controversy of his papacy. Julius II, Leo's predecessor, was known for his military ambitions and political engagement. While less scandalous than some of his successes, his papacy was marked by significant tension and conflict. Pope Sergius III, who reigned from 904 to 911, was involved in multiple scandals, including an alleged affair with Marozia, a powerful Roman noblewoman. Some accounts suggest that Marozia bore him a son, John, who later became Pope John XI. Another rumored relationship involved Theodora, the daughter of a Roman senator who was said to have wielded influence over papal affairs during his papacy. The reign was marked by political intrigue and power struggles among Roman noble families. The Vatican has so many secrets that are hard to comprehend. What do you think about the secret life of popes? This is all for today. Please to support our channel, please subscribe.